All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. And thank you so much for being with us today for our exciting AMA conversation with Adam and Leo, our core product managers. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Thanks for being here. This is the HeyGen community. If you are tuned in on YouTube, please consider joining us here in the HeyGen Hub because we will be taking questions directly from the chat here. Purpose of this today is to answer all and any of your questions, and specifically those that pertain to our keynote that happened on Tuesday. If you were not able to join for that, I'll paste a link in the chat, and you guys can certainly check it out. But yeah, without further ado, do you guys want to give a quick introduction to yourselves and what you've been working on for this keynote?
Sure. Thanks, Allison. My name's Adam, one of the core product managers here at HeyGen, focusing on our avatar and voice features, which we call our A-roll.
Awesome.
And my name's Leo Rofe. I'm also on the core product team, and my focus has been our AI studio experience. And so we often call it B-roll, but sometimes extends a bit beyond that. But yeah, excited to be here.
Awesome. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that we are actually live on YouTube, I think. Oh, yes. Yes, we are. Okay, great. So let's get things started. We had some questions roll in a bit earlier, but for our live viewers, please paste your questions into the Q&A tab in the chat. You'll find a little tab that's in the top right corner of the chat. But let's just get started. So Leo, this first one is for you. How long will the old editor be available?
So we haven't put a specific sunset date. Because the new editor is a pretty new experience and takes a little time getting used to, what we didn't want to do was break any current workflows that any of our customers have kind of been used to with the old editor. So we're still defining exactly when the full sunset is going to be. Until then, all new users, basically for the last 2 months or so, anyone joining HeyGen, they only know HeyGen as with the new editor. For our existing users that joined before then, there's a button at the top of the old editor that says try new editor, and you're able to default to the new editor. So there's pathways, and we're seeing a good chunk of our users on their own default to the new editor. And so the goal is, once we do the sunset, we want as few users still on the old editor, and hopefully with the new experience and the new features that we've been adding, that more and more people will move over on their own. I'll also just mention, like, at this point, we're spending zero development efforts on the old editor, and all of our time and focus is on making the new editor as great as possible. And that includes like any of the new features like voice director, voice mirroring, gesture control. All of that will only be available in the new editor. And so, yeah, short answer, not quite sure yet, but we're seeing less and less people using the old editor, and that's the goal over the next month or so. And then there will be a date where we just fully sunset.
Yeah, probably by the time it's gone, you won't even notice.
That's the hope. Great. Well, we actually have a very relevant question from Cody here, which is, how can I pull drafts that I started in the old editor into the new editor? Or when I edit it as new, how do I make sure that it opens in the new editor? Is that possible?
It's a very good question. So we had that capability initially built, and we were running into so many bugs with that conversion that we temporarily took that button away because it was causing more issues than it was converting properly. We've heard that need many times. So I'm talking with our engineering lead to see what we can do to invest some time to enable that conversion and make it a little more seamless. But as it stands right now, it's a bit of a manual process to convert. You'd have to edit as new and do some copying and pasting from each scene over and over, which I know is not ideal. So we'll give an update later on how that discussion goes. It's just a completely new backend and new data structure. And so making that conversion has been a trickier problem than we initially anticipated.
Gotcha. We've got a question again for you, Leo, on the topic of AI Studio from our friend here in the chat named Peter. Peter is would like to know, well, first, the AI Studio experience looks impressive. Well done. It must have taken a lot of time to develop. You're right, Peter. What was the process like? What were the principal challenges? And can you give us a look into the future? What are you addressing next?
Yeah. So, well, first, thank you, Peter. There's definitely, and it was a full team effort. I get to speak about it and be kind of the face, but there's a lot of discussion, a lot of debate, a lot of back and forth with design, engineering, product team. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest challenges is with video editing. If you make a product too basic, all the videos are going to end up the same. But if you make it too complex of an experience, then we run into the problem which we had with our old editor, where most users just feel it is too complex, too overwhelming of an experience to figure out. And so finding that right balance of giving the right capabilities and customization and controls to be able to build interesting, polished videos while also maintaining that ease of use is a really tricky problem and something that we're constantly debating. And so we lean more towards ease of use and get the foundation really right. And what you'll see over the next couple months, will continue to add some more of those advanced capabilities. And so on the horizon, we're focusing a lot on really nice animation, premium motion elements, scene transitions, things that really take kind of your generic, what seems sometimes like a PowerPoint video of just slide by slide, and how do we add that extra level of polish that really makes those videos just more dynamic. And so I'd say over the next month or so, there's a lot of focus in that area. But then the really exciting part is, you saw in the demo, I was essentially manually updating these templates, taking it step by step. And so as we build out more of these advanced capabilities, although you'll always be able to manually tweak, where we see this going is more of a prompt-based interface where you're able to magic apply gesture controls, magic apply B-roll, find the perfect perfect image or video, and it could be generative elements from some of the models that we'll be connecting into. So basically really allowing, as we build more advanced capabilities, making sure that the interface is simple, but also that our AI assistant, if you will be able to apply all that magic for you. And then it's just really taking it the last 5% of the way there to do any potential final tweaking. And so I'd say that's where we see it, and shortly on the horizon for the AI Studio.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leo. We've got a lot of questions rolling in, and I want to kick it over to you now, Adam, to chat about gesture control. First off, I see a number of people have asked, hey, where's this feature? I go into HeyGen and I can't find it. This feature is being rolled out gradually. So Adam, if you could start there and let folks know when they should expect to be able to play around with it. I think people are excited.
Absolutely. So it's currently rolled out to a small percentage of users, and we are working through improving it, fixing, the early bugs, and ultimately just trying to nail it before we put it out to everyone. If you are, the fact that you're on this webinar, clearly you're, avid HeyGen user. So if you are interested in getting some of that early access, let us know and we would be happy to add you. But otherwise, over the next couple of weeks, keep your eyes out. Goal is to get it out to everyone by then.
Yeah. Adam, should I put together a form for people to sign up?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's do that. So I'll put that together now. But in the meantime, another question about gesture control. We've got a question from Abdul Wahid, who's saying, can the gestures function be used with an audio file or just text to speech? I think
that's a great question.
Okay.
Very soon. I think very soon with the audio as well. That's, yeah, you can upload your audio or, enter a script. And then when you upload an audio, we transcribe it. And so even then you can still get that word level control.
Awesome. Let's keep talking a bit about gesture control. This question is, let's see, this question is from Enrique, who is saying, due to some limitations on our part, we can't use video to generate our avatars. Will gesture control or movement ever come to photo avatars?
Great question. Yes, this is something that we are actively working on, and over the next, I would say definitely within 2025, you will see all the capabilities, with gesture control, et cetera, be able to be used across the different avatar types.
Oops, amazing. Let's see, we've got another gesture control question here, this time from Randy. Randy's question is, when recording new video samples that include gestures, are they all supposed to be in one continuous shot and then separated out on your end? Or do we submit separate clips for each gesture? Very good question.
Great question. So the recommended approach is to do it all in one shot. It's okay if if you needed to pause for a second because there's a mess up and then, you restart, having that cut can be okay. But ideally, and also the easiest way to do it is record, that base footage and then just start doing your gestures. And then we automatically will detect and we segment it. So then within that one look, you can apply, which gesture you want. So you can still record multiple different pieces of footage, and each time you record, you can add new gestures. So yeah, you do want to basically, for each look, you include a set of gestures, but often, you can actually put multiple looks in a video. And that's the way it's most engaging. So, one shot of me here and then maybe a side angle, or, just a different setting. And for each time you record, you can record those gestures, kind of all in one shot.
Amazing. We are actually working on a tutorial video now, guys, that will help make all of this feel a lot more tangible and easy. Recording the gestures does take a little bit of work on your part to understand and make sure that you're getting the best out of the feature, but we'll do our best to enable you with that very soon. And with that, I'm actually going to drop the link into chat for signing up for access to gesture control. So let me put this in here. And in the meantime, we actually have some Avatar 4 questions. Today is the day. So I'm not sure which of you can best answer these, but the first one is from Christopher, who's wondering, I was curious if the new Gen 4 model will eventually be enhanced to include full body, like arm and leg movements and emotional control, like for a music video or a lip sync sequence shot.
Great question. So with today's release, it has been enhanced to include a lot better, at least upper body movement. So you can really you can custom prompt for gestures, whether it's waving or really anything that you want, pointing, etc. And you can get that specific motion or even expression. So that has been really useful. We've already seen people be creating awesome music videos with that, whether it's like playing a guitar, or just doing other things relating to the music video. We are still working on the leg movements. I think the avatar in motion, whether it's like walking or running, is another area that we're looking to improve. But I would definitely check out, try it again today, because with the new release, I think you'll be excited just in terms of the new flexibility you get with the upper body movements.
Amazing. I was just going to say, Audrey, if you can paste the link to the Avatar 4 thread in our forum to this chat here. We've actually had a lot of our users use Avatar 4 and share their videos there. So with the new model just released today, guys, if you make something new and cool, we want to see it. We want to see it. So please share with us. Would love to check that out. And yeah, more Avatar 4 questions, my friends. Adam, when is Avatar 4 coming to the editor?
Very soon. Within the next week or two, you will be able to create with Avatar 4 in editor.
Ooh, very
The new
exciting, very
studio,
exciting.
The new AI studio.
Yes, 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 yes. And to clarify, when Avatar 4 is capable in the new studio, that means like, will we have the flexibility to adjust the script or things like that? Or is it still all going to be based on the uploaded audio?
You will have the ability to adjust the script. You will also have the ability to upload audio or use voice mirroring, voice director, those features on Avatar 4. In the initially with launch, you won't be able to use the video gesture control, which that's currently supported for the video avatars. But as I mentioned earlier, we are actively working on and excited to hopefully release over the next month or two the ability to also get that gesture control at the kind of word level for your photo avatars as well.
Amazing. This is going to be a game changer for so many of our users, and I'm really excited. Similar question, will Avatar 4 be coming to interactive Avatar?
Great question. I'd love to say yes, not promise anything anytime soon. Interactive Avatar requires really low latency just for that real-time experience. And Avatar 4 is, it's a bigger model. And so we are, something we'd love to make happen, as we improve the tech. So yeah, we'll keep, I'm sure we as HeyGen will keep you posted with any updates along that track.
Awesome, awesome. And guys, oftentimes we share the first updates here in our webinars, here in our community, such as getting this early access to gesture control. So definitely keep tuning in, checking out our forums, coming to our webinars and things like that, because you guys get to hear it first. And okay, I actually have some more questions for you, Leo, about AI Studio. This one is from Henry, who says, I'm new to HeyGen and I don't really understand what you mean regarding the old and new editor. Can you quickly screen share the two to clarify what we're referring to here? And I think to add to that, Leo, maybe just like give like a quick understanding of like why we decided to move to a new editing studio.
Sure. So first of all, if you're a new user, you don't even know what the old editor is. You've never seen it. You would never have accessed it. So the editor that you're used to seeing, that is what we're referring to as the new AI studio. I can share my screen. It's going to take 1 second to pull up the two.
No worries.
Give me one.
While you do.
Hint.
Is Leo sounding choppy for you?
A little choppy.
A little choppy. This is how we know that Leo is real.
Am I back?
Okay, while you figure that out, your picture is frozen.
Okay, now it's back.
Let me try moving. Hold on.
No worries. No worries.
Can you hear me
Let's
now?
see. Well, while you get, yes, I can hear you, and I think the picture looks
Is this
good.
better?
Yeah.
Are we better?
It is better.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Hello.
See, this would all be so much easier if we could just send our avatars to run this webinar, right?
All right.
When you're screen share, just go for it.
Yes, let me I've got this set up now. Let me share my screen. So when we refer to new editor versus old editor, is the screen up?
Yep, looks good.
You're seeing the old editor?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So this is what we refer to. This is what our old editor looked like. And we spoke to hundreds of customers, did a ton of usability studies. And basically what we discovered is that for the general user who doesn't have experience with traditional video editing software, they just found the experience incredibly overwhelming to use. They didn't fully understand how this timeline worked. They found it just kind of clunky and hard to move around. Mainly, and a big struggle around what we saw is figuring out how to like time all of your elements based on your script. And so like for this scene that I have created, being able to, if I wanted to have certain words or certain elements come in at specific timing, it takes like a lot of like previewing, moving these bars around, trying to line everything up. If you end up updating the script and adding some more text here, changing some words around, some of all your animations and elements get out of sync. And so we just saw people wrestling trying to figure out how to build videos on our platform. And so we decided to go back to the drawing board and figure out, all right, how can we make an experience that feels a bit more familiar, something that we feel any user, regardless if they have video editing background experience or not, would be able to come to our platform and create interesting dynamic videos. And so that's the kind of the impetus for the whole project. And so this is what we refer to as the new AI studio. And as you can see, it's just what I believe a much cleaner experience, easier on the eye, but also just in terms of building out your videos, it feels like a more familiar experience. On the left, you're working with essentially just like typing in a Word document, Google Docs, something that feels very familiar. This is where you write your script. Hey, script goes here. And then and then on our canvas, this feels like designing out PowerPoint Keynote. And so it becomes like a much more familiar experience and something that is just more approachable for anyone trying to use our platform. And so that's what we refer to between the old editor and the new editor.
Awesome.
Am I still with you guys?
Yes. You're all good. Anybody at HeyGen will tell you that I am the new AI Studio's #1 fan. And I'm glad to see the hype from the rest of the folks in the chat too.
I would say the new editor would not be where it is without Allison. The amount of testing and bug finding that Allison did as we were building this thing is she's definitely one of our top users.
Call me the exterminator. Actually, I don't actually kill the bugs. You do that. I just find them and complain to you about it. Well, we actually have a few more questions about AI Studio. Let's see. In the new editor, this is a question from Cody. In the new editor, I don't see my template when using the Add from Template button. Do I need to make new templates using the new editor, or is there a way to migrate templates that I've made in the past, presumably in the old editor?
Yeah, so this goes along the lines of the question earlier. We've been working on how do we convert old editor, which is a completely different backend data infrastructure, and figuring out how to convert those properly. We actually did implement something and it just caused so many bugs, and our team was so distracted with trying to fix that flow that we decided to take it down temporarily. And so as it stands today, unfortunately, the short answer is you will have to rebuild it in the old editor, in the new editor. However, I am still chatting with our engineering lead to see what we can do, because you are not one of the only customers asking for this. And so hoping we can figure out some solution to be able to convert those over.
Awesome. Thank you, Leo. Adam, I'm going to pass it back to you because we have some more Avatar 4 questions. The first one is from Phytune. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. Their question is, can you tell us more about the quota limit for Avatar 4?
Yeah. So right now, as a free user, you can create videos up to 15 seconds and you still get your 3 videos a month. And then as a paid user, you currently get 5 minutes included per month. And we have a add-on that you can always purchase another 5 minutes as you need. The reason why it's limited to 5 minutes now is it's a awesome model, also a very big, expensive model. So it's our goal to ultimately offer unlimited usage. All the best technology, and so now we're working on improving and just increasing the amount you can use with Avatar 4. Currently, it's at that 5-minute limit, and we're kind of balancing both trying to improve the quality, like with our latest model, where now you can custom prompt, you can export in 1080p, but often those quality improvements make it even more expensive to actually run the model. So we're working on both improving quality and reducing costs. So hopefully over the next couple webinars, you'll have some really exciting updates there.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. And so just to clarify, another kind of similar question from our friend Ross, who I actually got to meet in person at our first LA event. Ross is curious, when Avatar 4 is in studio, is it still going to be limited to 5 minutes a month? And it seems like based on that answer, yes, but not forever.
Yes, but not forever.
Awesome. Another question about Avatar 4, this one from Enrique, who is asking any specific date for more minutes per month for Avatar 4, which you kind of just addressed, and API access for Avatar 4. So let's focus around the API question.
I guess short answer, no specific date yet.
Gotcha. Sweet. Okay, we've had even more questions roll in. Let's see, this one, there's actually one from Morris, who actually put together one of our LA HeyGen meetups. So thank you for that, Morris, and being a friendly face here in the community so often. Morris's question is, I'm an author of 11 children's picture books. And it would be really nice to have the ability to upload the PDF of a book and then have a video instantly created from that PDF with dialogue basically replicating the book in video form. That's Morris's question. Now, there's also a similar question up here from Pietro, who is also a teacher, saying, how can I create an avatar that explains the contents of a PDF file or other sources? Sounds like we have a feature for that. Who wants to tell the fans about it?
I guess, Leah, do you want to take a...
I mean, so we have a version 1, I'd say, of this feature that we've been playing around with. I don't know if it's fully rolled out right now. I can't remember the exact rollout. However, this is a major part of our strategy moving forward, and this idea of what internally we've kind of been calling source to video, where you'll be able to upload PDF, imagery, any type of documents, prompts, and kind of combine what you're looking for into as an input, and then us output a video is honestly how we see the core use case of HeyGen moving forward for a lot of our users, where AI Studio, we've tried to build something very, very easy to use, intuitive. However, it's still, for most users, really difficult to start from a blank page and just build a beautiful video from scratch. Even with some of our templates, I'd say it's still hard to, takes quite a bit of work. And so the real kind of user journey that we imagine most of our users are going to be going through is exactly the use case that you guys are talking about, where you have some idea of a video that you want to create. You maybe have a PDF for it. It might just be an idea with some imagery that you'd want to include. And our AI magic will help turn that into a draft. You can just publish, generate it straight from there, or you can jump into the studio, make the final tweaks to make sure it is exactly what you're looking for, and then publish from there. And so I can't give specific dates when that's going to be ready, but all I can say is very, very soon when you'll be able to start playing around with a feature like that. And I know internally we're all very excited.
And we do have, so yeah, there's a much better, more powerful like source to video feature coming out soon that should really, like, whether you are trying to create the storybook or really whatever source or idea you have that you want to communicate, should be able to turn into the video. We also have our PDF to video feature, which we launched a couple of months back, which is a, that's really meant for, I don't know about like really the storybook use case as much as, but if you do have like a PDF, like I use that for like when I have a product document that I just want to communicate to the team, you can upload that and then it'll turn it, into like a video presentation, including with the visuals, etc. So yeah, working on creating something that can really bring anything to life into the video. But for now, if you do have a informational doc, and you want to communicate that as a video presentation, you can check out our PDF to video feature.
Awesome. You heard it here, party people. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. Make a video instantly out of your PowerPoints, your PDFs, your children's books, whatever it is. We actually have, I just want to pause for a moment, Adam and Leo, in case you don't have eyes on the chat, to just say, we're receiving some very nice messages from our community. Jeff says, every one of these HeyGen discussions seeps innovation. Impressive. Well done, HeyGen team. Yay. We so appreciate you guys giving us feedback, whether positive or negative, but especially positive. And so, thank you for being on this journey with us. Very cool.
I spend so much of my time going through negative feedback. It's sometimes really nice to hear some positive feedback from.
We also do love the negative feedback. I have to say.
That's where I spend all my time, honestly.
Webinars, it's the questions, and when we have to say no to something, that's we go back and we try to figure out how can we say yes to that.
100%.
This is so helpful for us as well. And if you are experiencing any issues, definitely let us know.
Yes. I would like to reframe the phrase negative feedback to useful, constructive criticism, which we really appreciate. It makes us all better at our jobs. But your positive feedback just makes us generally happier people. So thank you guys. Let's keep going because we've got a little more time and quite a few more questions. So I have two questions, one from Susan and one from Herman about the remove background feature. So Herman's saying, can everyone remove their background from an avatar? Susan says, how can I create a video with a hyper-realistic avatar, but export it without a background so I can use it inside another video?
In terms of can you remove the background on the avatar, I believe it's a paid feature. So as long as you are a creator or any other paid plan, you can remove your background at any time. That's available within Studio. So whether you want the background or not, you can basically turn it on and off with ease. There was a second part to that question, I think.
No, I think you got it. Yeah. So background removal.
If we're talking about exporting with a transparent background, that's something that we don't currently support. It has come up, and with just all of the features in our backlog right now, I can't give a specific date, but I will say you're also not the first customer to have asked for something like that. We're ideally making the editor so smooth and with all the functionality where you ideally won't need to be doing that longer term, but I definitely understand, especially for the more professional video editor use case, being able to export the avatar with a transparent background is something that has come up.
Totally. Shelly says you rock. Just wanted to pass that on, guys. Thanks, Shelly.
Thanks, Shelly. You rock too.
Okay, I've got another question here. This one is from Jeff. Any guidance on leveling sound volume between scenes and avatar audio? Some are softer, others are louder, and I've attempted to modify the volume settings, but not super successfully.
Adam, you want to take that one?
Great question. I think part of that, I guess my follow-up question is what voices are you using? If it's your custom voice clone, a big piece of avoiding, because sometimes users do deal with an issue where the volume changes either mid-generation or across generations. The higher the input of the audio quality when you create the voice clone, the more consistent that voice is going to be. So often when you're experiencing issues, like when you go to generate, it can source back to the initial audio that you used to voice clone. Make sure that audio is clean without, too much background sound, that audio, does have consistent volume, that ideally also for accent issues, that it really captures your accent well. And the higher quality audio that you go into voice clone, the less issues you're going to experience down the line. That said, the models are still non-deterministic and the voice models are imperfect. So, to the extent that, I guess, if you are dealing with different volume issues, we have our like preview now, which should be able to, at least help you catch those issues up front. And then the other thing you can always do is regenerate the audio, where sometimes just trying again can fix the issue.
Yep. I've definitely seen different results trying again in my trial and error too. So, I see a few other questions here related to voice things. One of which is from Pierre. Is there a way to control the avatar's voice excitement and speed/pace? Yes, I think there is.
Yes, that's the
Great setup, Allison.
our new voice director feature, which is exactly meant for that. You are the director. Imagine you're speaking to the voice actor, and you can tell it exactly what you want, in natural language. And we also have presets, so you can tell it, I want you to speak fast with an accent. Take a pause. You also have our pause feature for that as well. But yeah, you can really direct what type of emotion, pacing, intonation, etc. You want from it with the voice director feature.
And then if you aren't happy with the voice director feature, there's an even more, there's another feature to give you even that extra bit of control. And so that it's what we call voice mirroring. And that allows you to essentially record your audio. So instead of directing it, you become the voice actor, if you will, and get to say exactly how you want it to be said. And then you can choose from our library voices and choose whatever voice you want to be able to say it. So it gives, we have two kind of different levels of control that allow you to get that voice sounding exactly the way that you want.
They are so cool. Some of my favorite features, guys. So for the folks in chat, I actually just pasted a tutorial video for how to use both voice director and voice mirroring. Again, voice director is like you're telling your actor, the avatar, hey, be excited, hey, be sarcastic. Voice mirroring is a great solution to get just sort of like an exact copy in a way of your intonations, your pauses, your speech. So I saw another question in the chat from AL, which was, so far, none of the accents sound like me. Do I need to record my audio for every video? Is there a better way? I actually think voice mirroring is a great solution for people that have sort of like a unique accent, because you can get the avatar to speak in their voice using your accent with voice mirroring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, advice for improving the accent. And if I understand correctly, the person has an accent and they want that accent to maintain. But when they're generating videos, the accent doesn't maintain. So I guess there is a known limitation with our voice director feature that if you have an accent, it will reduce that accent similarity. The best thing you can do right now to mitigate that is we have an accent selector. So if you have a British accent and you want it to maintain British, and you also want to be able to direct it, like be excited and then whisper, etc., you can select for British accent. You can also prompt for that as well directly in voice director. In that case, it's not necessarily going to be your British accent, but it will be, it'll still sound British. And then, as Allison mentioned, you can also, like if you want to, give the accent and you want to control it, you can use voice mirroring, and it's going to stick with the accent that you have when you actually speak it.
Awesome. I've got a great question here from Randy, which says, I'm assuming HeyGen can't swap clothing. I assume I need to have a change of clothes recorded for a number of different looking avatars. Is this correct?
That avatars can't swap clothing, that you need a number of different or looks. So it is not, or it's, I guess for a video avatar today, where you record yourself, you do have to record yourself for each different look that you want. That said, what you can do with our new hyper-realistic avatar is you can actually train a custom model and then generate new looks of yourself. So you can, I can generate, image of me in front of the Eiffel Tower as a construction worker, and then you can bring those to life with, Avatar 4 or, our traditional like adding motion or our Avatar 3 model. So yeah, with our new hyper-realistic avatar, you can really customize, like custom create with prompting any new look of yourself or your avatar, and then bring it to life. At the moment, it's not as a video avatar; it's still as the photo avatar. But yeah, it's definitely possible.
The looks generation feature is one of my fave things. I mean, I know I keep saying this, but I'm like actually genuinely very hyped on this. Sending photos of myself looking like a sumo wrestler to my parents gave me great joy. So yes, switching your background, switching your outfits, and even switching, I guess, your physique, if you'd like to be a sumo wrestler, is possible with a looks generation feature, so long as you have trained. Let's see. There's a couple people who have asked, will we be looking for source to video beta testers?
So I think me and Leo can't directly speak to it, as there are other, another kind of side of the company's leading that project, but probably. And so maybe we can tentatively say yes.
I'd say probably. Laura
Probably seems like the right answer.
and others who have asked if this is possible, which it probably is, you will be the first to know by checking here in the community, because that's where we generally are going to be sourcing beta testers and things from for these exciting new features. So we will keep you posted. Let's see. We've got just a few minutes more. Here's a cool question from Mario, who is asking, hi, is it possible to add an external object next to the avatar, like a cup, and then change the position and size?
Is it possible to add an external object? It is not like directly on HeyGen. I mean, there's one thing you can try with our new Avatar 4 today, which is something that's seeming to work pretty well, is you can prompt in objects. So you can actually just like custom prompt avatar holding a teacup, and then it might like bring it into view and drink it. So it is possible to custom prompt objects. Also with our just generating looks feature, you can do the same. So if you need a specific object, you can prompt it there. We also have product placement feature. So if I need like this specific cup, I could train it on this cup, and then when I go to generate a look, I select this product and it will generate with me the avatar and the product. In terms of like editing, like if I wanted, all right, I have this cup, I actually wanted it to be here and bigger. We don't have that capability directly on HeyGen today. It is possible to download the photo, upload it somewhere else, do those edits, and then go to create on HeyGen with it. But yeah, at the moment, there's no real like editing of the photos or video looks.
Gotcha. Okay, one last question, because we are just about at time. This one is from Randy, who really needs an answer for this question. Can I use a video I've shot of an out-of-state talent, provided I have them read the permissions video? So I think this is asking hyper-realistic avatar creation for someone other than the account holder. Is it possible? How can they give consent?
Absolutely. All you need is consent. How can they give consent? They go through our consent flow. I guess if there's specific questions there, happy to further.
Yeah. So Randy, actually, to be specific here, I think your question is asking how can somebody who is remote give consent for me a different person to create an avatar on their behalf in your account. It is possible when you get to the consent stage after you've submitted your training footage. It will give you the option to send either a QR code or a link to the person whose avatar you're creating. Wherever they are, they can then record that consent video straight from their iPhone or from their browser, upload it, and it will be sort of applied to the consent flow that you're currently working off of. I've done this before. It's super easy, but the person does need to provide consent very quickly after you give them that code. So I actually recommend like hopping on a quick video call and just knocking it out. Once you do it that way, it takes like less than a minute. Okay, sweet. Randy says, thank you. You're welcome, Randy. And you're welcome, everybody else, for answering your questions. That's all we have time for today, guys. But thank you so much again, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Leo, for building this incredible future of HeyGen and for letting our community be a part of it.
We're just getting started.
Y'all heard it here. And if you guys signed up to beta test, or sorry, for early access to gesture control, hang tight. We'll try and get a message to you in the next few business days, confirming your access. And again, we look forward to seeing what you create using all these exciting new features in our brand new AI studio. That's it for now, everyone. Take care and thank you.